Where's my other pan? Do you need to find one of your whale books and find a picture of orca so you know what they look like? Yeah. All right. Do you remember where the books are? No, I don't. Okay, go in the room and then go check in the pile that has all the books. Not the pile, the little bin. Okay, this probably isn't gonna work. I wanted to come live and hang out for a little bit while I'm cooking because lately that's been helping me cook. I'm making our lunches for the next couple days, and it's been helping me to be able to just like focus and get it done. But kiddo's right there. We just moved, so we're in a much smaller space. And he's gonna want to talk to me a lot, which is totally fine. And we've done this before. But it makes it not probably that fun to like watch me just like hang out, talking to kiddo, cleaning. I definitely need to do some of that as well. Also, my kitchen is like just a different layout, and it is smaller than it was when I lived with my son's dad a couple weeks ago. And I would go live in there, and I would move around the kitchen, and you could still see me while I was like reaching for stuff. But now I'm gonna disappear every little bit. But we're gonna do it anyway for a little bit. Like I said, it honestly, it really helps me to get through. Oh, this has a lot of bad stuff in it. I went to Costco today, and I just I'm working so much this week that I was like, you know what? We're getting something quick for my lunches, my meal for tonight and like lunch. I need 2 meals to bring with me tomorrow. So I'm like, we're doing it, but I just realized there's just a bunch of like random preservatives in that, but that's okay. Win some, you lose some. Hi, Jay May Love. Hello. Hi from 2 a.m. the UK. Good morning to you. I hope you have a wonderful time, wonderful day whenever you get up and around. Are you just like not sleeping yet? Hi, girl. I've been following all your videos. I'm a DV survivor, and honestly, everything you talk about has saved me from going back. You're helping so many people. You're gorgeous, girl. Stay strong. Thank you so much. That means so much to me, and I'm really proud of you too. I'm proud of you for staying strong and working through it because it is not easy. It is not easy to stay away from these people who quite often are just hell bent on keeping us where they have us. So it's a lot to work through, and that's why I'm here, because I wanted to talk about the group coaching event that I have on Sunday that I still have some spots available for. So that's what we're doing here. We're just hanging out while I cook, and while I will get interrupted 400 times because I have my kid out, and that's totally fine. But yeah, that's Sunday. A couple spots available. It's going to be my third. Group coaching session, which I'm really excited about, because when I first decided to do it, I had been wanting to do group coaching for a while, and then I was having some serious imposter syndrome, and I was like, well, I don't know, is that really what I should be doing? And you know what? It's been going really well, and it's been the right amount of people and the right people coming in, and it's been working out. So, yeah, buddy. That's gonna work. So anyway, if I disappear for a little bit, it's because I'm helping kiddo, or is it because I'm grabbing some more groceries? Because I just got groceries, and I need to put the groceries away, and I need to put the dishes away and start the dishes again. Because I don't know if you can see that right there. I'm behind on the dishes, and yes, I'm unloading my Costco stuff. Yeah, you can have one, but we're sure. Well, we're getting ready to eat, okay? I just have to make your chicken nuggets. Yeah, buddy. You're right. An orca is in the same family as a dolphin. I don't know, but they're still called whales, and everyone puts them in the same group as whales. So, yeah. fascinating, isn't it? Was sleeping, had nightmare, now awake. I feel you. This week has been dream central for me. Finally not last night, so hopefully it stays that way, but nightmares can be pretty yucky. Master manipulators, proud of you, girl. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm proud of all of you for doing the work. Sticking in there. All right. Yeah, buddy. What is it? I don't know how that got there, but it's not supposed to be there. Also, I apologize if I'm like really spacey tonight. I'm usually pretty spacey and I get distracted a lot because I do have ADHD and CPTSD. But my brain this week has just been not on. Yesterday, my client, I'm an American Sign Language interpreter if you don't know, she was spelling labor, which is like really easy. And for some reason, my brain was like, lab? What? Lab or? And I couldn't figure out what she was saying. And I'm a nationally certified American Sign Language interpreter. I've been interpreting certified since 2012. I interpret my work a lot. And she was like, labor. And I was like, oh, labor. And it was like funny. But that's my brain this week. That's me. Yeah, buddy. You're pushing the book down with your hands? Mm-hmm. Are you going to draw your orca whale, buddy? Okay. You can show it to me when you finish it. Anyway, feel free to ask me anything. As you can see, like if I ever go live when I'm at home, I was hoping to go live sometime this week, like on my work break in my car and stuff like that. But I never know what I'm going to get up to on my work breaks anymore. And I really wanted to be able to come on here before Sunday and just remind you all that I have the group coaching available. This is disgusting. Why did I pick this out? I don't like it. I don't like that. That I'm here and that we're doing it. It's happening. And also, if you want to ask me any questions, like obviously my kid is here. And when I'm by myself, we can get a little bit more like I'll kind of talk in circles around things if you ask me something that I don't want to like say out loud. Dino nuggets. Yeah. My kid gets dino nuggets. I have CPTSD. Do you have a lot of flashbacks and nightmares? I go through it every night. Is that normal? Been starting counseling back. Yes, it's normal. I don't know how long you've been out. It takes a while to get your body and your brain to a place where it's not just constantly on high alert. And that can, like I said, that can go on for a while. And I mean, I don't know, it's different for everybody, but I need. It's different for everybody. The hope is that eventually it starts to calm down. But therapy, counseling, coaching, anything like that should help because then hopefully you can be like working through those things and you have someone to support you and someone who understands like that this is what you're going through and isn't gonna like there are people who will say like if you're like, oh man, I was having a dream about my abuser or this person or this was happening, they're like, well, stop thinking about that person. And it's like, that's not how it works. That's not how these things work. That's not how our brains work. And so to have someone who's like supportive and understands and sort of like validates you and can help you work through those things, I'll tell you what. Did you ask me a question? Do I have a lot of flashbacks? I do not have flashbacks anymore that are like panicky. I did for a long time, and I can't say exactly how long they lasted or when they ended. But I have a lot of like, I'm just gonna call them like chill flashbacks, where like the other day I was standing somewhere. I was with my son. We went to art class, and we met up with his dad, so we could exchange the child so I could go to work because he was off work. And we were standing at a coffee shop, was totally just like present, wasn't thinking anything. And I was like looking at the door of the coffee shop, and I looked over, and the scenery, which is in the background of one of my pictures that my abuser took, and it was like a whole ordeal around the picture. I just was like, oh man, that's where we are. So that's what my flashbacks are like now. I'll be somewhere, or I'll smell something or see something, and it's just a real quick like memory of that happening. But I don't have a lot of like panicky flashbacks anymore, and for which I'm very grateful. But all of that to say that it's totally normal to have them. And yes, the hope is that eventually they'll calm the F down, because we don't want them. What are you eating? Oh, I already forgot you had that. So I'm making tonight's dinner, tomorrow's lunch, and tomorrow's dinner all at one time, plus dinner for my son tonight and his lunch for the learning center that he goes to tomorrow. This week is crazy for me. And it's not supposed to be. Things are supposed to be calming down, but still have openings for the group coaching. I do. Oh, this zipper is not loving me today. Someone, you could have told me. I do. I have a couple openings left for group coaching, which is exactly why I want to come on here, because I have a lot of people tell me that either one, the link didn't work sometimes when I share it on like my Instagram stories, or two, but they didn't know I was having a group coaching session. A lot of people will say like the day after when I'll share something about it, and they're like, oh my gosh, I missed it. So yeah, definitely. If you want to join the group coaching, you can go to calendly.com/Lindsay Goodman. And you should be able to sign up there. If you have any problems, just message me on probably Instagram. I try to check my messages. I don't check them anywhere else. Pretty much just Instagram. I have way too many like messages and things coming in, and I feel bad because I'm sure I do miss some really important things or things I wish I could respond to, but it's a lot. It's a lot. And that doesn't mean that I don't want the messages. I do, and I appreciate them, and I want to be able to respond to everything, but I just, putting that out there. If just so you know, if you ever do like send me something and I don't respond, I'll see if I'm done with work before it starts. Do you work on Sundays? Also, what time zone are you in? I've been struggling to control my intrusive thoughts about my abuser, re-entering my life. Currently, I'm no contact. Like, what kind of intrusive thoughts, if you want to talk about it? How long since you left? I just got to 2 years no contact a couple weeks ago. So I'm like 2 years and 2 weeks. You want to hang out with Sydney again? She was talking about coming over and making some dinner at some point. Would that be fun? Yes, we'll definitely work on our town when she comes back. Okay, I'll tell her you're saving that for her. Basically, we just have to have a time that Mommy and Sydney are both off work, and then we'll see if she wants to come over, and then we'll do a dinner. And you guys can color. Oh, man, why did I do that? Oh. Central time zone. Living in the corn, yep. I work Sunday to Friday. Interesting. That's a long week. All right. Our freezer is full. I need to make the soup that I got all the ingredients for, but don't feel like making. Well done. Thank you. Like, he was a coworker before and been spiraling about him advocating to my boss. He wants to be my co-teacher again. Did we talk about this? Were you in one of my lives one time and we talked about that, and your boss like separated the two of you because your boss chose to believe you? You can't just like, you can't do that. That's like so crazy. Yeah, buddy. I'm sorry. I'll have to look because I don't know what you're talking about. No, just leave it. Yeah, don't pull it out. Some of them come, sorry, buddy. Some of them come apart as they're growing, but some of them stay stuck together. So however you find it is just how that leaf wants to be, okay? And the reason why I said that like that, because I didn't want you to pull it apart, because that's Kristen's plant. Okay? No, that was Kristen. Daddy still has our big one. I know, that's because it's the same plant. I have our 2 little ones in here, and Daddy still has our 2 big ones. Because, I don't know, they're not ready to travel yet. Yeah.
But it stays in the exact same spot.
I know, isn't that cool?
Yeah.
So are you able to like talk to your boss and be like, absolutely not? And does your boss know what's going on? Switching sides. Because I need to use the microwave. A very long week, but I love what I do, so it works out. What do you do again? So, no, y'all aren't necessarily here for like random. Usually when we come here, we talk about a specific subject, right? But I did move. I do not live with my son's dad anymore, which I did for almost 2 years because it made sense at the time. And I now live in an apartment, and I will have a roommate, but she won't be here till April. And it kind of works out because when she comes back, I'll be leaving. And so we're kind of like taking turns for a while. And then next year, depending how things go, like, yes, we will actually be actual roommates. But so we're downsizing because this is an apartment and we have a roommate, and also because I want to and I want to have way less stuff. And so it's been like really, really good. I'm getting rid of a lot of stuff, and I consign a lot of stuff, and whatever I get from consignment I give to my sister for her son who has a lot of medical needs, which is just really nice because I don't need all this stuff and she actually needs some funds, so like win-win. And it's been really interesting because I have a lot less kitchen stuff, so it's easier to clean. I do have less space. I don't know if you've ever watched me cook in my kitchen at my son's dad's house. Yeah, I did say my kitchen because I lived there for like 4 years. It's not my kitchen though. And so it's really cool and it's really nice and it's a lot easier to clean, but also you have to just like stay on it because once you use them plates, you use them plates. Like we only have a couple of each thing. So it's really, really nice. And I would like to continue living like this and just having less stuff because it's easier. Like every night when we go to bed, I'm just like, all right, it's reset for tomorrow. So your birthday video was my wake up moment. I was finally ready to quit. Then I got breast cancer diagnosis. Now I'm trapped until chemo is over. What is making you trapped? I'm just curious. Like, what's the thing? Is it finances? Like, are you married and like on this person's insurance, or what is the? I'm guessing it's probably something like that. I'm glad that you saw the birthday video and that it was a wake up call for you because I know like it's still so weird. Like even in January, it'll be 2 years since I found that thing on my camera roll and was like, I think I need to share this, captioned it, posted it, went viral. I mean, honestly, that video, yeah, I've done a lot of other things and I've done a lot of work, but that video is why I have the platform that I have. So I'm really, I'm thankful that it got to the people that it got to. It's like really weird to like have that be the thing that I'm like known for. And also, I could not be more grateful that my abuser chose to record me for the first time in 2.5 years. And that I have that tool to be able to help other people. So another interesting thing that I'm learning about living not with another person, because I always made enough food for me and my kid's dad, just because like if you're going to be home, I'm not going to not cook enough for everybody. That seems really rude. is and keep asking me questions about abuse because I will just keep doing that. I'm just kind of like filling this space. But I've been wasting food because I'm trying to figure out like what is the right amount. And it's very different. So it's good. And I should eventually soon I'll be able to be like hopefully saving money. I mean, we kind of like would take turns paying for food and stuff like that. And it wasn't an issue, but it's like I gotta figure this out. I'm gonna figure out like the right ratios and your dino nuggets are cooking. I don't know because I'm trying to do 20 things at once. I think it should be done now. But also, kiddo is one of those kiddos whose tastes are changing all the time. And 1 minute he'll really, really like something, and the next he won't. So, for example, he was like, mushroom with a face? Let me see. That's gotta be something wild. Whoa, how did I get there? That's the old mushroom box, I think. That must have been the thing that had all the mushrooms in it. So yeah, he'd be like, oh, I really want like hard-boiled eggs. And I'm like, me too. I'll have some ready for breakfast and whatnot. And then I'll make 6 hard-boiled eggs, which, by the way, eggs are expensive. And then 2 of them go to waste every time. So now I know. We've done it twice now. So we've wasted 4 eggs. And I'm like, now we just have to make 4 eggs when we do that because if you don't eat them all right away, they're disgusting. They're like really cold and hard. This is so random. I was going to end it all. Then I saw your cabinets. I realized my life ain't that bad. Yup. I live in an apartment. This is the thing I have. And guess what? I'm saving a lot of money. So. For a half a day. No, Kristen's going to pick you up tomorrow.
Okay.
Remember?
Yeah.
And
Are you gonna go sleep with me?
no, it's going to be just like yesterday.
Why?
Remember we talked about this, buddy?
No, it said. You never said. Well, you said that there would never be 2 days in a row.
It's not 2 times in a row. It's 3 times this week. And no days in a row. Remember? So it was yesterday, and then last night we were together. No, sorry, tonight we're together, and then tomorrow I'll be home just after you fall asleep. Then the next day we'll be together, and then the next day I'll be home right after you fall asleep, and then no more times for like 4 days. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
So that'll be really good. And we'll get through it. We're going to get through it. This just happened to be a busy week. Huh? Oh, okay, that's amazing. It tastes like jam.
I don't even like it.
You like strawberry jam with peanut butter and jelly?
That's what I want to eat on 2 other things. Like what?
Maybe we could try it with like a piece of peanut butter.
No. I'm not going to do that.
Like absolutely not. Hard pass.
My brother's not too hot.
All right, give them a second to cool off, okay, buddy?
I already gave him a second.
Give it 5 seconds. I'm in country Australia and need weekly treatments. By the way, because I asked the question, I just want to say I'm sorry that that's what you're going through, and I wish you all the healing vibes. I sort of was like, what's the question came into my head, and I just wanted to say, good luck on your journey, and I hope the chemo helps, and I hope that you at least have someone around you who's supportive, because I know like that cannot be easy to have that all going on and then be and then have that person around you as well. Sorry. How can you learn to trust your own intuition? I'm still struggling to trust myself and my decisions, even good ones. That's such a great question. I don't know if you saw my recent video about intuition. It doesn't really answer your question. I made a 3-minute video about intuition and intuition trying to speak to us while we're being abused. I don't know where Kat is. I did tell them I was going live, I should write them an angry letter complaining. Just kidding. I did send them like the heads up that I like invited them, but I just made you a mod. I don't know if that's okay. I didn't ask. Where are my food containers? All right. After your chicken nuggets are cooled off, I'll bring you some fruit too. Okay?
Okay, how long are they staying on school?
What I made at school today. It's an owl and a fox. I just try to come up with random stuff to do.
Oh, it's been more than 5 seconds.
I know. It's because the microwave, buddy. The microwave makes everything a little too hot sometimes. So we just have to be patient. You want some fruit while you're waiting? Okay. Raspberries? Okay.
It's the things that turns over time into looking like something on the picture. If you do it in the day, if you do it in the morning, or will it turn out like that in the afternoon?
We're gonna do it before bed. And it's gonna look really funny, and then when we wake up, it's gonna look like it does in the picture. Okay?
Okay.
Good question. So, intuition. It's really hard. Because like you said, you completely lose your intuition. You have a lot of like self-doubt, and you dang it. You have so much trouble making it like any decisions, which by the way, again, I keep talking about like my content, which I'm not even like, I don't even consider myself really like a creator anymore because I'm just like floating around. I don't really do it like I used to, but I just made a video the other day because I took my son to paint some like ceramic, like whatever. We just got whatever. And I walked right in and I grabbed what I wanted to do. I already knew. And I was like, this is what I'm going to make. These are my colors. This is how it's going to go. And I was like, I should share this because, and then I'm going to circle back, but I was like 2 years ago, because we did go with that person. And I didn't know what to do. I was like, what do I make? What do I put it on? How do I do this? Whatever. And I'm pretty sure they chose what I did. And it was good. It was my son's handprint. So I guess, thank you. Can't really complain about that, but I can complain about a lot of other things. And so, you know, I went again last year and we did our fingerprints. We made little snowmen with our fingerprints. And I was like, all right, I'm going to make our fingerprints again. This time it's going to be mushrooms because we're obsessed with mushrooms right now. We're just going to do it. And it was really cute. And it turned out, well, I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen it like fired, but I made a video about that because it's a tiny thing. It's a small decision. It's like grab a ceramic, grab some paint. Doesn't have to be perfect. You're not an artist. You're not selling it, whatever, right? But I felt, again, we talked about flashbacks earlier. I have these like, they're like not bad flashbacks, but like 2 years ago, you couldn't have done this. Like just little like, whoa, like moments of like aha moments of, I guess, of like healing. And so I haven't posted it yet because I'm like, does this really fit? But like, who cares? If it helps someone, it helps someone. And so, yeah, you can't even make the smallest decision when you're in these things because no matter what it is, I couldn't get myself dressed. There was a time after I left that I would panic. While I was with them, I would panic if they didn't immediately tell me what to wear because they picked my clothes all the time. It becomes such a huge ordeal to make any decision whatsoever that, you know, you can't do it. And then, of course, there's the whole issue of survivors feeling like we chose wrong. Because a lot of people are like, well, you chose them, right? Like, you chose that person. You did this. It's your fault. So you have this in your head where you're like, I did choose that person. I have horrible taste in humans. I really thought this was a good idea. And look what I ended up with. That's not how this works. That's not how this works. We didn't choose them. We chose who they were portraying themselves as, which is very far from who they actually are. And a lot of people don't understand that. So like, and that actually is something that really makes me mad when I see people like, it's totally innocent content, but I've seen a lot of people lately that they're like, I think it's a trend. They're like, my one job was to like choose another parent for my child, and I did such an incredible job. And I was like, that language sucks, because not one of us. I mean, I guess there are probably people who intentionally like self-harm. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna go for this horrible person. Like, there's probably some people who do, because they self-harm. But most of us, I would argue, almost all of us didn't choose the person that we ended up with. That's just not how it works. And it's really frustrating. So, okay, I haven't answered your question yet. How do you start to trust your intuition? Little tiny choices. Little tiny choices. So you go to the store and you want a kombucha. I don't know. And you're like, do I get the lemon berry or do I get the Trilogy? That's the brand that I like. And you're like, crap. I don't know. Just pick one. Just pick one. And okay, ¿quieres agua? Agüita? Look behind you. Agüita. Just in case I like them, because I told you, every time I go to Costco and I find something I like, mira, agua. Right behind you. And then the next time I go back, it's not there. Okay. And then wake up in the morning and pick out your own clothes. Tiny. Not a big deal whatsoever. It's a huge deal. And just do one small thing at a time. And you can tell someone else that you did it, but like stop asking other people for advice. There were so many times that something would come up. For example, even just recently, I canceled my trip to Idaho. I was supposed to go to Idaho. I kind of made a stink about it on Instagram because I was actually really upset about it. Because originally my son's dad was supposed to be home so I could go on a solo trip because it was like an interpreting workshop and I really wanted to go. Turns out he had to work. He wasn't going to be home. So then he booked a ticket for my son to go. My friend was going to watch him so I could go to the workshop, and she got sick like 3 days before. And up until the last minute, like I canceled it the morning of. And I wasn't feeling good about it. My son started coughing. Like there was just so much going on. I wasn't sure about the person who was like the backup to watch him. Like I knew it'd be fine, but also I was like, is that really fair to do to him? And I almost called my mom. And I almost got her like support or validation, which is fine to do. But I was like, use your intuition. Your intuition has already decided this, and you know this, right? 2 years ago, I would have been panicking. I would have needed someone else to make that decision. Is this the right thing? Because it's a big decision. It's also not that big of a deal. But I hope that that's a good example of like, well, again, I kind of went off topic. I'm just talking about like the things I can do now. But I'm telling you, like, this was recent, right? Where I'm like, oh my gosh, am I doing the right thing? I don't know. I guess I'll call my mom. Because for so long I did need help making decisions. And so again, just one small thing at a time. What I'm out of dish soap. I have to go get dish soap. Which one do I want? Because yesterday on Facebook, I asked like, it was like, what's the first thing you did when you got free, or what would you do? And so many people were like, I ate an apple. I ate an apple in my house because I had to go outside to eat apples. That was one of the ones that stuck out to me the most. It's the tiniest thing. Like you're not allowed to chew. All these things, right? And so it can be the tiniest little things that also heal us, because the tiny things are the things that break us. And people don't realize that. They think it's always abuse is always big, bad, obvious things, right? Like being punched in this region or something like, oh, that just happened. Oh my gosh, it's so obvious. And that does happen. That can happen. Physical abuse is horrible. And a lot of times each kind of abuse is all intertwined, crocheted together. And so, yeah, that can happen. But the things that are, I think, like really complicated and confusing to heal from are those silly little things. So again, those little tiny decisions that you can make day by day, I believe will start to help you. And you'll start to feel like, at first it might be like, I just picked one because I was panicking and I picked the dish soap that had a purple label on it because I just was like, okay, whatever. The next time you're like, why am I? Oh, I think I like that smell better. I think I like lavender more than I like lemongrass or something. And start to pay attention to that feeling. And eventually you'll start to be like, no, I feel like this one. I hope that helps. I'm sorry it took me so long to get around to that answer. Here you go, little buddy. Are you gonna want más?
I don't want. I think less.
Okay. I'm a fully capable person in every aspect of my life until that person is around or puts their voice in my head and we try to get back to that person that we thought we were choosing and they never existed. I shouldn't be laughing with a punch in this region. Absolutely took me out. I was trying not to like flag anything, but like, I don't know. And that's how a lot of us feel. A lot of us, like, it's like that person is our kryptonite. And it's like it's not in a way where it's like, oh, I can't say no to you because you're just so beautiful and amazing. We're just so good. It's not even that. We could not. I remember thinking, I can't stand this person. I don't like the sound of their voice. I don't like the way they whatever. And it's not just like, I don't think I'm as attracted to you as I was. Like, we've been together for like 10 years and like we've grown apart. It was just like disgust. And I was like, there's nothing I like about this person. And they were my kryptonite because of the trauma bond. I mean, you could be trauma bonded to a turd, an actual turd. If the turd has abused you and has you chemically addicted to it, it doesn't matter, right? And so it doesn't matter what they do or what they say or whatever. When that turd is around, trauma bonded to a turd. Hi, Lindsay. I'm new to this whole thing. I'm just now coming to terms with gave that my soon-to-be dissolved marriage was in fact emotionally, psychologically, and verbally abusive. Any advice on where to start? I find myself still keeping quiet to defend his reputation with the fact. Okay, thank you, yes. Oh, yes, I'm feeling I chose them. How could I not see a tornado? That is very hard. Let me back up a little bit. If you can, it doesn't have to be me, but if you can book an appointment with any coach who has been in this situation, just like a validation session, or come to the group coaching on Sunday and sit and listen to other people talk about it and just feel it. I think group coaching is a really important thing if you can handle group stuff. A lot of people don't want to. But it's a very complicated thing to have to work through. For me, it was very, like, it's devastating and it's also validating and super healing at the same time. You just have to sift through it and allow both of those things to exist at once. Yeah, I chose them. How could I not see it? Más de qué? Chicken nuggets or frutas? Frambuesas. Are you okay, buddy?
Yeah.
Does your head hurt?
No.
What you doing with your head? What's you doing this? Silly boy. I actually have that as a potential podcast topic to talk about. Is like, was I a fool for not seeing this for what it was? How could I not see this? Am I the dumb one? Is it my fault? Did I do this? And I want to talk about that more in depth because no. Because again, that is not who they were portraying themselves as when we chose them. So how could you be dumb? And people will still blame you. Like, what's your fault? Because you have daddy issues. Because you like whatever. Yeah, buddy?
How do the fish get as well if it's not fish?
They're shipped from somewhere else. You want to know where they came from?
Where?
I bet you they're from Mexico or something. Oh, no, they're from the U.S. California.
Wow.
The blueberries are from Peru. I knew it. The blueberries are from Peru. Let me see if this is good. Okay, not bad. Cool. So, people will blame you. You got those victim shamers. They come out in full force. You chose this. You did this. Yeah, buddy?
Do you forget about the thing that we're going to?
It's not yet, buddy, but I think it might be a little bit too late to go to that tonight.
But I want
Okay. I'm pretty tired, dude. You're not tired yet?
What?
You're not tired yet? It's not like a fun event for kids or anything. It's just like a lot of people are going to be there to hang out. Buddy.
I still want to.
Okay, please don't do that to the door, okay? Thank you. So yeah, you'll have a lot of people saying things like that. And again, even when our childhood trauma
More?
is the cause of it, if you have a bad one, you can just put it back. Okay. Yeah, that looks funny. If you can sit here and say, yeah, it's my childhood trauma. I went through this when I was a kid, or my parents were accidentally emotionally neglectful or whatever, and it all set me up for this. Whose fault is it still? And a lot of people are like, well, you just refuse to take accountability. I'm not the one who chose to abuse somebody. That person chose to abuse you. So if I meet you and I can see like your childhood trauma is sweating out of your body, I'm not going to abuse you. I'm going to be like, this person has a lot of trauma. This person needs a safe space. This person needs support. This person needs rest. This person needs guidance. This person needs just a friend to listen, whatever. I'm not going to abuse you. So again, no matter what we did or didn't do to get to that point, or how we feel or don't feel, they're still choosing to abuse you. And it is a choice. They're doing it. Because like, I have trauma too. And I could come out here and I could be like, I'm just going to F with someone and I'm just going to do this, I'm going to do that because I just want power and whatever. But I don't, because I don't want that. I don't want to feel, that must be, honestly, it must be a horrible way to feel, because them peeps is always on their toes looking for the next thing to do. What, buddy? Yeah?
After the place to go to?
You got to make that.
After, you go to that inside milk. You know there's like little blinds inside milk?
Oh, you want to watch one of those? Okay.
It's so cool.
My son likes to watch. My son likes to watch videos on YouTube of those huge commercial grinder thingies that grind up metal. And like they'll just throw stuff in it, and he just thinks it's funny to like see it happening. We haven't watched one of those in like a year.
Yeah. Before we go there, can we watch my thing?
Maybe, but we gotta get ready to go if we're going, because it's about that time. It's pretty late though, buddy. It's almost bedtime, so we won't be able to stay very long, okay?
Okay.
We'll just go and say hi.
And then these?
Yeah. It's not, like I said, it's not like an event for kids. It's not going to be, I mean, events for kids aren't at bedtime, buddy.
Oh.
It's like an hour before bedtime, so usually events for kids are not that big. It's really just for whoever wants to come say hi to this person who's running for state council. I got invited to go to this thing, and kids are technically allowed to go, and he wants to go because I told him about it, but I'm like, it's 7 o'clock. I did it with Lindsay. So helpful, and I've been to both groups. So helpful. See you all Sunday. Oh, thanks. Thank you so much for saying that. Yeah, that's talking about the group coaching. So there you go. You have a review. If you're thinking about going, you can go to calendly.com/LindsayGiven. You can join us there. This person needs some damn peace. You got to get away from these people. And I know that's easier said than done. And I'll never stand out here and just be like, just leave, because that's not how it works. But if they still have access to you, baby, they will work. They will work. You're not just going to sit back and let you have a calm space to heal. All right. You're getting moved over. I'm going to get ready to wrap this up.
Blinders are so funny.
They are so funny. Yeah, I've been struggling with feeling like I've been the bad guy because I'm aware I have a disorganized attachment, and that has caused my abuser to spread gossip that I'm bipolar.
It's like when we put markers into a grinder.
Do they have one that you do markers?
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to come over here and draw some pippies on that while I wrap this up?
Okay.
Okay, replace your pippies. What do you want for lunch tomorrow for school?
Draw papers on this thing?
Right there, draw pippies. With the markers. No.
Then no.
Okay.
I'll draw Pippi in this grassy field.
In the grassy field? I would love to have Pippi in a grassy field. If you do that, we're hanging it on the fridge.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to talk about that. And Caitlin, I have podcast episode for you if you are interested in listening to the podcast. I don't know if you already do or not. These are not the highest quality raspberries. Usually I get all of our fruit at Costco because we eat so much fruit and it does help a little bit with the budget. These ones are not the highest quality. So I have a whole podcast episode. No, I don't. I'm thinking of another one. I have one where is it attachment or abuse? Where, a lot of people will confuse avoidant attachment abuse with avoidant attachment. So an abusive person, they have an abusive partner, and they'll come across attachment theory and say, well, they're just avoidant. And guess who did that? Guess who did that? I'll give you one guess. So I was always looking for answers as to what was wrong with my relationship and how to fix it. And I found Attached, the book, which is still good and very important. And if you have kids and if you have friends, I think it's very important to understand attachment and what causes it and blah, 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 what it looks like. But I convinced myself that that's what it was. Oh no, I lost